Welcome back students. In this tutorial I am going to teach you very important locator, that is CSS selector. So what is the full form of CSS selector? So cascading style sheet. So with the help of this CSS selector, we can decide how the HTML element will display on the web page. We can design the HTML web element with the help of this CSS selector. So this locator identifies the element very fastly as compared to other locator. So see how to use this CSS selector. Syntax. So syntax of CSS selector is tag name, attribute and value. So this is the syntax. So see this one practically. So my intention is I want to find out this form using CSS selector. Simply right click, click on inspect element, click on this select an element option, click here. See, these are the attribute: name, ID, data. So and tag name is the input. So I will use this tag name and this attribute and value. So this is the attribute and this is the value. Simply copy this and just paste here. Close the bracket and what is the tag? Input. Input is the tag, and instead of this double inverted comma, mark as single inverted comma. Okay, so this is the tag name. What is the syntax? Tag name. So input is the tag name, attribute is type and value is text. See here, this is tag name, attribute, value. So this is also class. Class is the tag name. So here, see here, attribute and value. So these we have to use. So here type webdriver, driver equals to new Chrome driver dot get http www.facebook.com driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. Here we have to use this one, CSS identifier path. Dot send keys. I will type here Mahesh sir. Okay, see it will work or not. Just click on run. See, it's working. So like this we can use CSS selector. So what is the syntax? Tag name, attribute and value. So one more type of syntax is there. Directly you can use attribute and value. So directly you can use, see here. So I will mark this as comment, driver dot find element by dot CSS selector. So this time I will use ID, attribute and email value. Just simply copy it and just paste inside and remove this backward slashes and mark this value in single inverted comma dot send keys. This time I will type 1 2 3. Just click on run. See, it's working. So this is the another way to type the syntax of CSS selector. So you can play with the web element with the help of CSS selector. So how to do it? So with the help of CSS selector we can decide how the element are displayed. So you can find out any web element with the different style. So how to do it? So first one, so you know ID, comma name, comma class name. So these are the attribute. So instead of ID you can use hash symbol. Instead of class you can use dot symbol. So how to use? See this one. So see here ID equals to email. So this is the attribute and this is the value. So simply I will copy this one. So I can write down, instead of ID equals to value, simply I can write down hash and email. So instead of writing this much of code, I can write down like this. See this one, simply copy this one and this time I will remove to this. No need of opening and closing bracket. Remove this single inverted comma and this time I will change here selenium. Just click on run. see here it has type. So like this we can use the CSS selector in different ways. So this is normal syntax, tag name, opening and closing bracket, attribute and value. Directly you can write down the syntax without writing the tag name. Directly you can write down like this, attribute equals to value. Then instead of id you can use hash symbol, instead of class you can use dot symbol. See here, so this time I will use, instead of this, see here I am going to copy this class, attribute and their value, and I am going to paste here. Instead of this much code, simply I can use value dot value dot value. So see, this is the attribute and this is the value. Instead of class, directly I can use dot. See, this one is working or not. Simply copy this one. So this time I will type here Mahesh sir, and in this I will paste this one. So just click on run. See, it's working. So like this you can use CSS selector. So another way to use CSS selector with ID, we can use this symbol with the starting string. For example, we have string. Okay, so this is the value. For example, we have id attribute and this is the value. So instead of this we can use id cap symbol equals to EMA, starting string. Let me check this is the working or not. Okay, see one more example. So again we can use id with star symbol equals to middle string MAI. Simply I can write down this, and I can use the dollar symbol with the id with the ending string. So these are the symbol we can use the starting string, middle string and ending string with the any attribute. So let me check this is the working or not. So this time I will mark this one, driver dot find element by dot CSS selector, opening and closing parenthesis. Just paste this one. Mark this one with the double inverted commas. dot send keys. This time I will use 1 2 3. See here, just click on run. See, it's working. We have successfully typed 1 2 3. Let me use another way to type CSS tag driver dot find element by dot CSS selector in double inverted comma. So this time write this one in bracket. So instead of cap symbol, this time I will use star, and this time I will use middle string dot send keys. So this time I will type 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so just click on run. See, we have typed successfully. Again, you can use the dollar symbol, and you can only write down the ending string. So this time I will type Mahesh sir. Just click on run. See, it has type. So like this we can use CSS selector with the different ways. So what are the ways? Simply you can use the normal syntax, tag name, attribute and value. Directly you can type attribute and value instead of typing tag name. Simply you can type like this. Simply you can type this and use. Then instead of ID class name, you can use hash symbol. You can use hash symbol for the ID, and you can use dot symbol for the class. And see here the example hash email and dot input text, and we can use starting string, middle string and ending string. So cap symbol is used for the starting string, then this star symbol you can use for the middle string, and this dollar symbol you can use ending string. So like this you can use CSS selector. So CSS selector is faster than any other locator. So it will fastly find out the web element as compared to XPath and other elements. So one disadvantages of CSS selector, you can only traverse with the forward direction. You can't go with parent, you can't go with the backward direction, like from parent to child node. So with the XPath you can go from parent to child node and child node to parent node. So this is one of the drawback. So you can traverse only with the forward direction. So like this you can use CSS selector, and these are the different ways to use the CSS selector. See, this is first way, this is the second way, and this is the third way to use the CSS selector, and this is the fourth way. So these are the way you can use the CSS selector. In next tutorial we will discuss about the XPath.
आई होप आप सभी को ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा। आपको अगर ये वीडियो पसंद आया तो हमारे चैनल को लाइक, सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर ज़रूर करना। तो देखो, चैनल को लाइक, सब्सक्राइब एंड शेयर करने को कुछ पैसे नहीं लगते, तो थोड़ा सपोर्ट करो यार। तो मिलते हैं नए वीडियो में जल्द ही।